Well, see, I don't remember what I put in my last video, so probably be a recap. So today's what, Friday? Yeah. So I was off yesterday because Wednesday I was told on my dispatch, and I keep in mind my appointment's at 5:50. Takes 3.5 hours up, about 2 hours sitting there, about 3.5 hours back. So that's an entire day. You keep in mind I can't go back to my home city, so I lose about another hour or more going back to the home terminal. Well, the appointment or cutoff, the message said 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, if I start at 11 o'clock, it's physically impossible for me to make that delivery before 2. So I went to bed. Also keep in mind I got my trailer back. So the guy that was covering me to go 10 minutes away from site A to site B, the local stuff, they put him on my out-of-state load. Well, you'd think, because I didn't work yesterday, you would think that they would take the information I told them about using that chassis at that dump site, that they would just take the trailer off my truck and let him borrow it for the day. Which I'm not like the other guys, you know. I don't hold it as gold. If he needs it, he needs it. I set him up there, so I didn't wake up till 9:30, 10 o'clock. Roll over, and I seen he was calling me and texting me because he wanted the information out at the 411 on that run. Apparently he's never been up there before, ever. I don't know how he managed that. He's been with us for longer than me. I think he's employed longer than me. I don't know. So I gave him everything about that bumper up there. So Dad comes down, takes me to work, so I can bring the truck back since I ain't working today, or Thursday, and brought it back, and I just had a home all day. Did absolutely nothing, and it was everything I hoped it to be. Unfortunately, my sleep is now messed up because I was tired, my knee was killing me, took some drugs, I don't know if the drugs affected me, it was over-the-counter stuff. Said every 15 minutes, take the 2 pills up to max dose of 6 doses. And I was following the directions, and I was like, about 7 o'clock, I went to bed. Fortunately, I woke up at 1 o'clock this morning, and it is now 4 in the morning. And I'm going to be going to my truck about 6. So, yay. Yay on that. So, going up there today, which means I'm going to be working all day, and I'm going to be tired as hell by the end of the day. So that's going to be great. Great, great, great. So anyways, he calls me after he dumps, and he's like, oh my god, I see what you're talking about, the bumper. And I go, I was not lying. So apparently he relayed, never to send that trailer up there ever again, and finally someone actually listens. He said, yeah, we won't do that ever again. Probably not, because they got away with it. So, that's generally what happens. They will just, these guys got through it, just a little minor inconvenience. They'll get it out until it gets smashed again. So, I think I got half of these done. I think I got probably 6 more, so I probably got another week of these, I hope. This company's doing this. I don't know how long they've been doing this. I don't know if they're new to hazmat. I don't know if they're associated with these boxes, but these boxes are junk. Chains are missing, binders are frozen, tarps are damaged, tarps are missing the straps, tarps don't have any way to stay on the box. I seen one box filled now with a different material. It was in these white bags, which usually they have it on a machine that feeds the bags, and they take the bags, put it off. So my load was to pick up one of those boxes. So I go pick up that box. I just happen to look over and I see the same material in another roll-off box, filled to the brim. Filled to the brim. Now I was almost gross with the load I had before, and it wasn't full. So when I look at this other roll-off box, I don't even think it's possible to pick up the box with the truck. It's going to be so freaking heavy. I don't think it's going to be able to be picked up. I mean, it's literally every nook and cranny is filled with this material, and it's past the bows on the box. And it's probably full of water because it hasn't been tarped. So God knows whoever's going to move that, pride and joy. I go down there and they sign the manifest. Well, they leave certain boxes empty. I didn't know anything about it. I don't generate these things. So I was running around for a couple days not filling in a couple boxes. That's 10 grand. That's a 10 grand fine if you mess up the form. Ain't my fault. Or the generator's fault. What else? So he was coming from me doing the loads earlier this week because I was leaving state, and I think I already talked about the liners. So he couldn't get some of the boxes empty with liners, without the liners. And the guy said, "Well, we don't put liners on. We don't need them." It's like, clearly you do, but you got a load stuck in there. Apparently, one load had scrap metal in it. He went and they tarped it and poked holes in the tarp. And these tarps aren't cheap. That's probably like $1,000 for a tarp on those. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. I figure with the labor and all that, probably looking about $1,000. And he sent me pictures of it. I'm like, Jesus. So I don't know. I don't know how long this company's been doing it. I don't know if because like I told him, it seems like they just one day, it's like, you know what, I feel like doing hazmat this week. That's what it feels like. So, garbage in, garbage out. That's all I can tell you. At least I'm working. That's about all I can say. Everyone else, fleet's very thin right now. Working. I don't know how much longer it's going to be. Apparently I'm finding out that protests in the Capitol. See, Detroit just had protests. I'm here in Washington State's having protests. People want the country open. Simple as that. I know this virus is true because I know someone that works at a retail grocery store confirmed that 2 people got the bug. The problem is people are starting to think we're being lied to, and they don't think the bug exists. And as far as my city, not all cities, but they're starting to limit people going into a grocery store. I'm starting to see places where it says max occupancy 156. They're literally counting heads what's going in. So local Aldi's by me, they're taking the shopping carts and making barricades with them. They don't let so many people. So now, if you go to the grocery store, now you gotta wait in line to go in the grocery store. I mean, hope they have what you need. They might be sold out. I don't know. They're limiting how many cans people can get. Gun sales are still out of the roof. I went to a local sports shop looking for regular 9mm bullets. so I can, shoot, just to shoot, and all I got is full metal, or, sorry, hollow points. I am sure as hell ain't shooting those off. And, still out of bullets everywhere. And he doesn't even have any firearms. There's still a shortage of firearms. So people are still arming, which I find hysterically funny because everyone's all about gun control. And then this happens, now everyone's like, oh, I gotta get a gun. So yeah, that's pretty awesome right there. Shows how people are in their politics. So anyhow, I'm concerned that people are going to be robbing people. In fact, I'm already hearing about it. Civil liberties are getting crushed, just crushed. Let's see here. Let's see if I can pop that up over here. Apparently, to find these videos about the riots, because most of it's not really riots. Well, I'm hearing riots, but it's not riots. It's more protesting. So you gotta search for Ohio protesting, and then filter. And we want upload date. Relevance, upload date, and we'll find them here. This is what's going on in the world. Ohio Americans protesting the government tyranny of the CBUG. So, type in Ohio protesting, go to filter, sort by upload date. That should knock out any major news. But this is what's going on. These are people with phones and everything else. So that's what's currently going on. And yeah. People's civil rights are being infringed. So now, not only do you have people that are protesting about not working, now you got activists protesting because of our civil liberties. Due process is thrown out, people getting fines, businesses being shut down, people arming themselves. It is a brewing pot. And we're supposedly not opening for business till May 1st. And then he's going to talk about gradual opening. So that I don't know. I can tell you right now, way things are going, things are still trickling, shutting down. It's a domino effect. It's even when we start opening businesses, we're still gonna be stuff's gonna be shutting down. Nothing's gonna be open full steam. People are gonna be broke. They're behind on their bills. This $1,200 check we got from the government, that doesn't cover nothing. People need food. People's got kids. So people got rent, mortgages. In fact, the best part, Huntington Bank. Now, I ran into some money problems because the woman had knee surgery, so she was out for 2 months. And so I think the house was late for a month. Timeshare we just got, that was a bad idea. That was behind. That's been behind or whatever. And keep in mind, the Huntington Bank and my credit cards have all been paid on time. So I was using the Huntington card for my day-to-day spending, gas, whatever. So I had a $900 bill on it, balanced, and they cut my credit down to shut the card off. It's the only freaking credit card that they did that. Thank you. Thank you. So, the good thing is, cut off all the bills, except for the timeshare. I had to contact the timeshare because I'm supposed to be selling it off. I'll get dinged for it, for being late. But everything else is, nothing's in collections. But I know. I don't think that timeshare is in collections. Well, I had one other bill. But it is all caught up. So, thank you, Huntington. You're great people. Really great. Really great. I think that's about it. 16-minute video. Probably enough of my ramblings. Have a good day.